today. And all right, we will begin. Let's see, 3:30. And we'll start with May minutes. There was a late correction of the May minutes, I think adding Gil to the minutes and indicating that the meeting information can be found elsewhere. So is there a motion to approve the May minutes?
Do we have a quorum, Judge?
Well, it's a little skinny, Donna. I would have to know how many people we would need. Let's put Devi in charge of math today.
That is not fair. I was just gonna punt that to Angie. She's got the list always in hand. I feel like it's between 9 and 11. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We might be there.
We have 10.
Is that
All
good,
right.
Angie?
Thank you, Angie. I
Thanks,
will
Angie.
so move to accept the minutes with the corrections and additions.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I shall second that.
Oh, so now you're in, Devi. Excellent. Any objection to the amended May minutes? All right. Minutes for May of 2023 are approved. I do not see any members of the public joining the meeting today. And that will take us to item number 4, Justice Reinvestment Victim Services Grant. And Trevor, good afternoon. Anytime you're ready.
Thank you, Judge Ashby. So as you guys are aware, when I was with Elliptic last time, we sought approval for the JRI grant application. So I am back before you because as a part of the second part of the application, it is now time to begin the victim services grant portion of that process. We've done this for the last couple bienniums, but what I need is we will need approval on the application itself. So what we were going to actually put out there and ask for solicitations for people to apply for grant funds from the Justice Reinvestment Funds. And then we will also need a committee that will be responsible for reviewing those. So it's just 10% of all Justice Reinvestment Funds that we get from the state of Oregon through the Criminal Justice Commission are awarded to victim service agencies. Our current victim service agencies are Kids Center, CASA, JBAR-J, and Mary's Place. And so for the next second year of funding, we need to go back out and see who all is interested, have them apply, review those applications, and then make a award decision as LIPSIC. And then we submit that to the Criminal Justice Commission once we have submit our final application. So the questions in the application come directly from the Criminal Justice Commission themselves. And those are the questions that are going to be responsible that the victim service agencies have to provide that information for the application. So those are taken directly from the Criminal Justice Commission's application itself. And then the scoring criteria is just something that we had used the previous couple of years to kind of review those based on the questions that they provided. So first thing I need is just approval to, or any feedback or questions that people have around the application part itself. And then we can move on to creating a committee to review those applications.
Trevor, I just thought maybe you could describe or confirm for everybody the criteria for what type of entity is eligible for application here.
Yes, let me grab the. So it has to be a community-based nonprofit victim service provider. And in the application, there's a frequently asked questions, and CJC clearly kind of outlines what that is, but it's a community-based nonprofit victim service provider that provides comprehensive services to victims, such as accessing safe emergency shelter, crisis counseling, court and medical appointments, safety planning, obtaining protective orders, and applying for benefits. Programs may also provide support groups, family support services, prevention classes, and assistance in returning to school and finding living wage jobs, as well as safe and affordable housing. So that is, and that's based out of the legislation. So like for instance, the DA Victims Assistance Office does not qualify under that definition. So it has to be a community-based nonprofit victim service provider.
Thanks.
Trevor, this is Donna. It refresh my memory. Is there a set amount that we like? Are we only holding 4 slots, or is there a set amount that goes to each of these community-based organizations?
So that is completely up to us as LIPSIC to make that determination. So in the past, we have done 3 to 4 generally, but that is completely up to LIPSIC to determine how they want to do that. Just 10% of the funds has to be allocated to the victim service provider. How that 10% is divided up is up to the LIPSIC themselves.
Thank you.
Any questions for Trevor about the criteria? Trevor, I had a chance to look it over, and having, I'm a little suspicious of the sheriff not being here because I've served on, I think, this scoring committee twice, and Shane was always a part of it. I think he just read the tea leaves on this, but the criteria looks familiar, very similar to past years. Is that correct?
Yes, it's very similar.
All right, thank you. Any questions for Trevor about the criteria that will determine who is awarded some of these funds? All right, Trevor. What's next?
So we need a motion to approve the application to submit it out to the community to have victim service providers apply, and then we will need to ask for volunteers to create at least 3 members for the review committee. So those are the 2 things I need from today.
All right, let's start with the easy one, the motion to approve the grant application.
So moved.
And second,
Second.
any objection? All right. Motion carries. Now to committee formation. Dee, you're smiling. I think that shows interest, so you're on.
And DV cannot, just an FYI, DV cannot be one of the members because we are the agency that holds the contract, so she is unable to be a part of the review committee. So sorry about that.
Trevor, I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that rule, Trevor. Good,
Yes.
Good issue spotting there, because I obviously knew it. Fine. Fine. To end the deafening silence, I'm in.
I'll do it.
Commissioner Chang, thank you.
What's the timeline on there, Trevor? I have a couple of issues, one of which, in full disclosure, I sit on the CASA board. And I also sit on the board of Mountain Star, which would also qualify as an applicant here. So I'm not certain that that would make me a good candidate for the committee. But I also wanted to ask what's your time frame on this? I'm leaving town on Thursday. I'll be gone a month. So I'm not trying to disqualify myself, but there's a couple of things there, Judge.
So applications are not due till July 24th, and generally about 2 weeks following that is we usually review the applications the week after, and then we come up with a formal recommendation to present at the September LIPSIC is kind of the timeline.
Thank you.
I would volunteer if there aren't any others.
Yeah, I think that makes you like the third pretty quickly, Mr. Gunnels. All people hear is Steve said yes.
I don't know, from the way that Donna described her schedule, it didn't sound like she was disqualified on a schedule basis, at least.
No,
That's
just
right.
perhaps or the board seats might be an issue there.
I would like to volunteer, but I'm not qualified at all. Not allowed to.
I am happy to surrender a third term to anyone else who would like to do it. Trevor, what do you think about Donna's concerns with those?
She'll technically only be making a recommendation to LIPSIC. So, I mean, I'm not nearly, because LIPSIC itself is the one that has to vote. If one of those organizations applies, at that point, I'm sure Donna would excuse herself from the vote for that, but I don't think there's any reason why she couldn't be on the committee that reviews the applications and makes recommendations to forward. I mean, I don't see any major problems with that.
If this body is comfortable with it, then, just as I know that I'll have full disclosure and transparency in the process.
So do we have, let's see, Commissioner Chang, Donna Mills, and Steve Gunnels? Is that our trio? That sounds like a good group.
Yeah, with a group that fun, is everyone else sure they don't want to participate too?
I was thinking the same thing, Phil. I thought, oh, people might start joining.
Well, Joseph volunteered, so perhaps Joseph could join as a fourth. What do you think, Trevor? Do you need an uneven number?
For this part, I don't think we have to have an uneven number.
Oh, perfect.
Go for it, Joseph, right?
I don't, yeah, my position, I don't know if I'm allowed to, but if I am, then I'll go for it.
Great, thank you.
All right. Excellent. So Trevor, what else do you need today?
That is everything that I need from Lipstick today. I appreciate your guys' time.
All right.
Could I just ask what the process is following this? Trevor, will you be reaching out?
I'll reach out to each of the committee members by email and kind of set out the next steps of what the process will look like. I think last time, Judge Ashby, if I remember correctly, I think we actually did it all virtually, if I remember. Is that your recollection?
That's what I recall.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
And I believe that takes us to item number 5, and thank you for serving. That's fantastic. And Trevor does a great job of assembling the information and the scoring and keeping it all neat and tidy, so it is not a huge time commitment. So other business.
This isn't necessarily other business, but seeing as we have 2 people on, I was so dismayed this morning to read about the potential hate crime that occurred in Redmond. But I was also just so pleased to see an immediate, appropriate response from both RPD and the city in terms of zero tolerance for such behavior. And it's on one hand so incredibly disheartening to see that continuing to happen in today's, day and age, and also to see the differences that in the light the public safety system can hold up to sort of investigate and prosecute and, express no tolerance for that type of racism and such. So thank you very much to Devin and to Keith for your responses. And I don't know if the case has gone through or where we're at with that, but I have a lot of confidence that you will look after it assiduously. And that just makes me feel so great to be a part of this community. So thank you.
No, I mean, I'll let Devin speak, but thank you. It was being able to have Devin as our police chief and spend the day with him yesterday, and the mayor and Councilor Evelyn, and have everyone respond the right way to this and not shrug it off was wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah, obviously we're still working the case. We got it in our detectives, and I know they're pursuing a bunch of different leads right now. So, but yeah, I'm confident about the outcome, and yeah, obviously appreciate the support. And yeah, it's unfortunate those things still happen, but obviously, yeah, we're going to take a no tolerance approach. So thank you.
Evie, thank you. Any other comments or anything else for the good of the order? Well, obviously that may lead to a court case. So I'm not going to say anything, but it is always it's always a reminder that there's just more work to be done, always. And I just have so much confidence in the people on the screen and our partners in the justice community and the nonprofits to make that happen. So, that's one of the nice things that I've always felt about working in Central Oregon is that, it's regional, it's not balkanized, and There really are good people doing good work, and so even when we have some of the darker things that we see or have to deal with, it's just nice to be here. So appreciate that. Anything else today? All right, thank you for joining. I hope you all have a nice week, and we'll catch up next month.
Thanks, everyone.